Friends, family, tribe, thank you so much for joining in once again for another one of our inspirational team meditations. It's an honor to be able to have you here, to be able to join during these very important times for us to be able to come together as community in practice, in gratitude, in harmony. So thank you so much everyone for joining. For those of you tuned in live in this moment, do me a favor, drop those 1111s down in the chat just to confirm that you guys can hear me okay as we get ready to move into another one of our meditations. And for those of you who are new, welcome as well. For those of you who are watching in the future, welcome as well. So again, just begin just by bringing movement to our body. So let's start moving our body. Maybe even for those of you who even if you're waiting a few extra moments for the broadcast to start, maybe you already started stretching, maybe you already started meditating. That's a nice habit that you can get into where you just kind of I love the idea that by you guys just joining into these broadcasts, you're just kind of getting more into that space where you're just you know what? I'm just going to meditate on my own, because the body just will naturally develop a relationship with doing that practice. And again, I want you to be able to become familiar with it, because that's a very, very powerful, very, very important practice for us to be able to drop into during these times. So again, we're just physically massaging our body. And as we're doing this, we're just welcoming people who are joining in. And I invite everybody in the chat to be able to share at least one thing that they are grateful for today. This is a very important practice. And again, it's impossible for me to do these broadcasts without acknowledging the state of the world that we are in. But again, the state of the world that we are in is in many ways calling us into this place of practice, is in many ways calling us into this place of community. So again, just physically massaging the body as we're just taking a moment here to be able to prepare ourselves. So even just give yourself some massages on the neck. You can give yourself a nice big hug if you're feeling like you want to be able to practice that. So you can do that, nice big hug. Get some nice deep inhale, exhales. You can do some nice big sighs already. Got a couple more of those in right now. Shake it up a bit as you need to. You can do a few more of those if you want. So again, right now, with what is happening in the world right now, there are several things that are incredibly important. So again, we're just stretching ourselves, just listening to our body, giving ourselves a massage, massaging wherever you feel called to on your body, massaging right now, just the lower torso, eventually moving your way down to the ribs, the legs, the knees, all the way down to the feet, then back up to the head. So for those of you who are hanging out, again, what we do here within this meditation, we start off with a little bit of physical body massage, which is what we are doing right now. And then we go into a little bit of EFT, emotional freedom tapping, and work on some affirmations. We go into our laughter practice yoga. Then from there, we're going to go into our mindfulness practice. Today's mindfulness practice, we're actually going to be working with this idea of basically sitting with a teacher, sitting with an archetype of a teacher that we perhaps know in real life, or a teacher that is more of a symbol, someone from history. And so we're going to be sitting with that because I want to be able to give us that space to be able to connect with that wisdom within our heart. And then from there, we'll go into our standing practice. And then from there, we'll go into our chakra practice as per usual. But again, just taking this time, if you're able to, go ahead and massage the bottom of your feet. And I'm just pulling up the YouTube comments so I can read some of the things that we are grateful for today. And again, I appreciate everybody joining in for making this part of your practice. Again, this practice is very valuable right now, and it's kind of becoming incredibly more obvious how important it is for us to be able to come together, because there's a lot that is happening in the world right now, and there's a lot of trauma that is taking place. There's a lot of fatigue that is occurring. I myself, I am experiencing it in my own way. Last night, I was definitely kind of diving in to just be able to keep an eye on the things that are happening kind of on the collective scale right now within the energies. And I mean, I'm not saying that in a woo-woo way. That literally is running hashtag searches to be able to see what was going on and keeping an eye on stuff. And again, there's a lot that is happening right now. And I think if we put our attention on it, even for periods of time, it's impossible for us to not be affected by it. So what we need to be able to do is we need to decide how much we want to be able to keep ourselves informed, how much we want to be able to keep ourselves aware. And Right now, I'm just massaging my foot. So if you want to join in massaging the bottom of your feet, please feel free to do that. But in the same way, as much as we can decide that, like, it's like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on things because this is important to me, because this is something that is happening. This is real lives that are unfolding before us. This is something that is, taking place within all of us, which is like a big topic in itself. But in the midst of making that choice to be able to say, you know what, like, I'm going to pay attention, you will experience fatigue. You will experience some form of trauma as an empath. And again, we're all empaths. So in the wake of that, the other things that are incredibly important are to be able to practice taking time for ourselves, to be able to practice disconnecting, to be able to practice meditating, to be able to practice mindfulness. The other things that are also incredibly important are practicing discharging this energy, to be able to move it around, physical exercise, movement, dance, vocal exercises, like vocal like therapy. And I'm using therapy kind of like in more just a general way, not in a clinical sense, because obviously I'm not a trained psychiatrist and I don't want there to be any confusion there. But also the other thing that's very important right now is community, for us to be able to come together as a community. That is incredibly, incredibly important right now. And the fact is that, I think in a lot of ways, like a lot of us have some idea of what to be able to do without really fully knowing 100% like what is fully needed by each and every single one of us, because a lot of what is happening right now is, again, something that has never happened before. Massaging all the way up to the top of your neck, eventually massaging your face. So I mean, again, we can say like, well, what is needed right now? It's like, oh yeah, we just have to like be in a vibration of love. And yes, absolutely, that is true. But again, within that, there are the caveats. And again, within this, let this be an invitation for us to be able to continue to be able to put our practice into purpose and to be able to continue to take care of ourselves. That is incredibly important right now, because we need each and every single one of you here. We need each and every single one of you like bringing your energy into the collective right now, anchoring in these energies, anchoring in this new frequency, anchoring in this new vibration as we continue to shift through the octaves. We are literally experiencing like the whole yin and the yang right now. So we need as much as we can within ourselves to be able to help like balance this energy. So again, self-care, communal care, community is so incredibly important right now. So thank you for showing up here, because again, like, you're not just showing up because it's like, hey, like this is like fun and everything like that. And I hope it is. I hope, again, like prior to last week and everything like that, joining into these meditations had a bit of a different tone to it. And again, it would be foolish of us to just continue with that tone while not acknowledging like what is happening in the world right now. But again, I want you to be able to like see this as a valuable practice, something that we can do, not only just first thing in the day, but even just like later on in the day within our own practices. So again, keep massaging in any place that you need to. We're just going to finish up that. We're going to move into our EFT. But again, what we need to be able to develop right now is self-care habits. For a lot of us who have already been doing this, perfect. Put them into practice. For those of you who may be new, again, what do we need to do? We need to be able to practice self-isolation in terms of being able to take time for ourselves. Practice removing ourselves from like social media, detoxing in a sense. Practice being able to practice mindfulness. Practice discharging the energy, physical movement, physical exercise. Practicing connecting with community, and then at the same time practicing making sure that we are taking care of ourselves just in terms of our regular well-being, eating properly, sleeping properly, getting sunlight. These are the things that are incredibly important. Even for myself last night, like I was up late last night, like doing like keeping an eye on things, and as a result of it, like today I can feel that it's just like, okay, I gotta kind of like recalibrate my energies as a result of that. And thank goodness I got as much sleep as I did and everything. So from here, let's move into some EFT tapping. And again, I just want to be able to read some comments here from anybody who wants to leave any comments of gratitude. What are some things that you're grateful for today? For those of you who haven't left any comments of that. And then we're going to move into our EFT tapping. Star Soul says, grateful for our ability to transform the world. Very well said, Star Soul. Thank you. This is Vanessa, the Hugging Army TV. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining in, Vanessa. I really appreciate what you're doing. And hopefully Vanessa and anybody else, reminder, this Thursday, our team broadcast is going to be on being healers in times of chaos. So For anybody who's a leading member who would like to be able to join on air for that, please let me know. Vanessa, I would love if you were able to make it, though I understand otherwise. Kristen says, grateful for loving kindness. Rachel says, grateful for freedom of speech. May the truth become more clear each day, especially for those who have been lied to and taught separation and hate instead of love and unity. Beautiful. Any other comments of gratitude, leave those in the chat. Let's move into our EFT tapping so we can spend a little bit more time in the meditation. I mean, this is all meditation in its own way, but again, EFT tapping. Very, very simple, very, very powerful practice. What we are doing here, again, we are calling in words of affirmation. This is known as emotional freedom tapping. We're literally like encoding our energy field as we do this. So as we do this, we're tapping and then we're speaking words of affirmation. You can say things like, I am this, I am that. So what are you? What do you want to call in today? So gently tap on your chest, tap on your face. Breathe. I am breath. I am calmness. I am human. I am the experience. I am the observer. I am the alchemist. I am transforming. I am transmuting. I am grateful. I am strong enough. I am courageous enough. I am brave enough. I am gentle enough. It's an interesting way of putting it. This idea of like adding enough to the end as if like somehow we doubted. Talk more about that later. I am resilient. I am perseverant. I am flexible. I am a leader within my own right. I am a student. I am a teacher. I am infinite love. I am an immortal, eternal soul. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am love. I am kindness. I am compassion. Any other things that you guys want to leave in the chat, go ahead. You can do that. Drop those affirmations in the chat for those of you who want to be able to do that. Beautiful. Awesome. I am a vessel for creation. I am shifting paradigms and sharing my shine. I like that. I am light. I am love. And I am shadow. This is a very cool idea where I like to think of love as being like the circle around the yin yang, and then within that there is like light and shadow. It's not like love is one side of the yin yang. The love is the circle around the yin yang, and then the light and the shadow are both love in their own bigger way, so to speak, if that resonates with you. Wrap it up here. Any final affirmations? Morphic says, I am one with all that is genuine. Beautiful. Awesome. I am here. I am now. I am showing up. Beautiful. Shake it out just a little bit. Get some nice little deep inhale, exhales. Just do a quick little shake, discharge energy. So do an inhale like this, and then go. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Shake it up as much as you need to. Like, I don't like feel as silly as you want right now, but this is like important medicine. Deep inhale again. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Thank you again, everyone, for leaving those comments in the chat, for engaging. Your voice is important here. I am perfect. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to move into our laughter practice meditation. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in, for adding your energy. Like I said, we're going to get into our mindfulness practice right after this. I mean, this is all mindfulness, but you know what I mean. So laughter practice meditation, let's do this again. You know, like this is where, like, even today, like a part of me, like after like being up last night and like seeing what's happening and everything like that, like seeing a lot of the stuff that is not being shown everywhere, it's, you know, it's shadow, man. Like it's all shadow. It sucks. And it's not like I'm just trying to absorb it, like as if it's like, you know, just like savage porn or something like that. And I use the term porn more just kind of in a non-sexual way, obviously. But again, you know, just being able to kind of like see what's going on, it also just kind of like brings more awareness to what is needed right now. And so even for me, even in the midst of like seeing that, a part of me is just like, yeah, I don't really feel like laughing today. Like, Like what, like there's nothing to laugh at, you know, like that would be kind of the logic. But as a practice, if we can laugh right now without it being disrespectful in any way, like this is a practice. This is a breath practice. This is an act of self-love for ourselves. We are not laughing at anything, but we are still able to experience this infinite love that is within our heart, this infinite joy that will always be there. That is the practice. Can you practice being able to bring out laughter even in the midst of shadow? Because that's when it's needed. That's when it's powerful at its most. So for those of you who are new, what we're going to do here, this is our laughter practice meditation. What we're going to do, we're going to take a deep inhale, nice soft exhale. Then we're going to take another deep inhale. And then the exhale is going to focus on the breath. It's going to sound like this. Ha, 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 ha. And then the sound is going to evolve into a cascading laughter. And we'll keep it going for about like 20 seconds, give or take. And again, if you're new to this, just allow yourself to experience, observe, allow yourself to just kind of like be in this vibration. So again, let's just be here in this present moment. This is what this practice does. It brings us into this present moment. So thank you everyone for joining in. And yeah, follow my lead. So practice with bringing a little bit of smile asana to the corner by lifting the corners of your mouth to the direction of your ears. So practice a little smile asana first. Get warmed up. Just take a nice deep inhale together. Nice soft exhale. Deep inhale together. Focus on the exhale. Ha 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 ha. Let it build. Just think of like joy and anything that brings you laughter in this moment. Sunshine on a rainy day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, breathe. Keep the smile asana to the best of your ability. We'll do that one more time. Just breathe. It's all just practice. All right, we'll move through this again one more time. Follow my lead. Deep inhale. Nice soft exhale. Deep inhale again. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Just allow that vibration, allow that energy to be birthed from within your heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Keep the smile on if you choose. Just breathe. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Just thanking everyone again for being here. Take a moment to breathe. Get a drink of water if you feel a little bit lightheaded because you laughed so hard. Drop an 1111 in the chat if you laughed. Nothing, like no shame either way. And again, you know, like, what does the world need right now? Like, it needs smiles. It needs laughter. It needs compassion. It needs hugs. You know, like, I understand that there's some very real things that are happening. There's some very real things where people are experiencing and everything like that. And at the same time, like, you can still be in a place of joy while still being able to understand what is happening. And in many ways, like, still being able to kind of like bring forth that joy from within our heart is, again, going to help balance things out. If we just say, no, we're not allowed to laugh and we're not allowed to smile, and then how does that balance the scale, right? So again, it's understanding that, you know, as like warriors of love and compassion, we want to be able to like bring forth this energy still in a way that doesn't diminish the fact that we're still staying aware and still staying respectful to what is happening. Because again, this is us within our practice. We are not laughing at the circumstance, but we are simply allowing the laughter to be an experience of being able to connect with this divine energy within our heart. So it's going to mean something different for each and every single one of us. So we're going to move into our mindfulness practice in this next moment. Before we do that, again, I just want to be able to thank everyone for being here. I just want to be able to mention, again, for those of you who are interested, please feel free to add your support to the Patreon. Thank you to our recent Patreon supporters. to Sarah, to Kelly, to Todd, and to mine. And I think Bianca, I didn't add that to the list, but to Bianca as well. I think it was Bianca. We're currently, give or take, at about 163. I haven't updated the number on screen just yet because the contributions process at the first of each month. So it's going to appear lower on the Patreon, but then it will go back up again. But please feel free to add your support. Another thing that I want to be able to let you know, I'm going to be taking about at least 5% for the time being of the contributions and putting that towards donations to be able to help support within the circumstance that are happening right now. So whether that be again, just for community resources, whether that be a particular contribution for jail bonds or anything like that. I haven't fully decided yet, but just want to be able to let everyone know that, yeah, at least 5% of the Patreon contributions will go to that. And then as the Patreon contributions go up, we can even increase that contribution. And then later down the road, even when, as things continue to evolve, I'd love to still be able to take that contribution and even continue to put it towards other places that we can donate. So just wanted to be able to let everybody know that. If you resonate with that, drop a 777 in the chat. So again, thank you for making that possible. And yeah, it just makes sense to be able to do that. So thank you again, everyone, for adding your support. So again, for those of you who perhaps are new to this, if you haven't already done so yet, please feel free to at least just check out the Patreon. That's again where you can support what we do with a monthly contribution. And again, when you sign up at the $11 a month or higher, you can join as a leading member, which is access to a private community space, access to join on air for our team broadcasts or collaborative work periods, access to me as a conscious media creation coach, discount for the shops as well. So awesome seeing the 777s there. So yeah, thank you again, everyone. And if you guys, if leading members, if you guys do have if you want to help me just kind of source places to send contributions to, please feel free to let me know if you have any suggestions on that. I appreciate it. All right, and please feel free to let your friends know about the Patreon. Helping us reach the Patreon goals is always super appreciated. So if you know someone that might resonate with what you're doing, be sure to be yo, I'm signed up to the Patreon. Feel free to sign up to it too. So it's always super appreciated. But no rush on that. Next contributions don't process until July 1st. So we got the whole month to be able to invite new signups. All right. Thank you again, everyone. If it's your first time here, drop a 333 in the chat, just to be able to let myself know and just be able to say hello to everybody else so other people can welcome you as well. And again, you can always find the recordings for these episodes on YouTube through the link in my profile for those of you on TikTok and Instagram. The episodes always go up there afterwards. And again, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quick reminder before we move into our meditation, this Thursday is our live team podcast discussion. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. And the topic for that is being healers in a time of chaos. So very, very important question. So again, for leading members, please let me know if you can join on air. For those of you who just want to be able to tune in on YouTube or check it out afterwards, please feel free to join in the chat and add your voice to the discussion. So with that said, we're going to move into this next part of the meditation. What we're going to do here, we've done a version of this meditation before, so this is something that we're kind of adapting to the times. What we're going to do, I'm going to drop us into, we're going to calibrate our body first. So we're going to just kind of visualize white light from the center of our chest. And then from there, we're just going to kind of imagine filling ourselves up with love. Very simple, but very powerful practice. This helps us calibrate things. And then from there, we'll go to the Nexus first. The Nexus is kind of this central location where there's portals where we enter into other parts of our imagination. And then what we're going to do, we're going to arrive at some kind of peaceful garden, some sort of peaceful shrine. And then from there, what we're going to do, and I'm telling you this so you can start thinking about it now, you're going to specifically choose some sort of figure that you feel would be someone whose guidance would be helpful in this moment right now. So this can be a figure that is a personal teacher. It can be someone who you know physically. It can be someone who's still alive right now. It can be someone who has passed on. It can be a teacher throughout history. It can be, again, kind of a spiritual guru that perhaps you have learned from. It can be an author of a book, whatever it is. But I want you to be able to, in this moment, we're going to sit with them and we're going to kind of sit with their vibration. How would they be showing up right now? and then to be able to sit with them, and then within that space to be able to hold place for the narrative, to be able to like have a bit of a conversation. And the conversation is going to be different for everyone, and the conversation may not be anything for some people. It may, like, I encourage you to literally just like sit in the presence of this person, if that is like what the experience is for you, and just be able to like experience like their vibes, like their peace, their vibration, so to speak. So take a moment here to just be able to kind of like, if you want, you can, if you've already decided on who that person is going to be, you can go ahead and leave a comment down in the chat. I'm still going to decide, and you may not know who that person is until you kind of like get into the meditation. But again, the intention for this is for us collectively as a team. What I'm interested here is for us to be able to experience kind of like the healing vibration of being in that space, to embody it, and then also to be able to like bring back wisdom from this meditation, for us collectively to kind of like tap into those archetypes and to be able to bring that wisdom back to the circle, back to the community, so that we can continue to share it and cultivate it as inspiration. So we'll move into this in the next moments. And again, I appreciate everybody just adding their voice, adding their conversations. And yeah, I'm curious to hear who you choose to sit with for today's meditation. All right. With that said, roll your shoulders, shake it up. Whew. Deep breaths today. I want you to take like a lot of deep breaths today. Very, very important. Okay. Let's get ready to move into this. As you listen to my voice, gently close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, straighten up your spine, relax your face. Gently begin to bring awareness to your breath. And as you breathe here, deep, gentle inhales through the nose and the mouth. And soft, gentle exhales. Deep, gentle inhales. Nice, soft exhales, giving your nervous system permission to relax. Find a comfortable position for your hands. Bring yourself to this place of stillness. We'll gently begin calibrating our body by visualizing a white light from the center of our chest. And visualize this white light moving through your body, just filling it with love in the same way you would fill a cup up with water. We're filling our vessel up with this light, with love. And so imagine this white light moving through the body, through the chest, down the arms, all the way past the elbows to the fingertips, allowing any part of the body that it moves through to gently relax. Feeling this energy move down through our ribs, our torso, past our hips, our groin, down all the way past our knees, right to our toes. Allowing those parts of the body to relax as we bring this energy up our spine, all the way up the back of our neck, all the way up through our face, around our ears, all the way to the top of our head. And again, as we are here in this moment, just acknowledging ourselves filled up with this love, charging our battery. May we continue to carry and utilize this love throughout the rest of our day. May it charge us for the rest of the day, and then we'll come back here and we'll fill ourselves back up again tomorrow as need be, or whenever you feel called. Breathing here, connecting with your breath as we have gently calibrated. We are gently going to imagine ourselves in what we refer to as the Nexus Space, the Nexus point. For this, I want you to visualize basically almost like a floating platform in space. And you can see like the nebulas in the sky around you. It's like very like sci-fi. It's like supposed to be very sci-fi. Imagine it within your mind, within your imagination. And before you on this platform, you can see a portal. And from this Nexus point, we access many different places of our imagination through these portals. So for today's practice, see the portal before you, and this is a portal that will lead you to this sacred garden where you're going to go sit with your teacher. And so walk through this portal together. and you move through this portal, and you now arrive in this sacred garden. And as you imagine yourself walking through this sacred garden, bring awareness to your senses with as much detail as possible. This is where the practice can deepen for those of you who are familiar with it. Really allow yourself to focus on the sensations with as much detail as you can. Feel the grass underneath your feet. And as you're walking through this beautiful garden, imagine it to look in any way that you want. And within this garden, there is a little bit of water. Maybe this water is like a little bit of like a little natural waterfall. Maybe it's a little natural stream. Maybe it's just like a still pond. Maybe it's like a koi pond. Whatever it is for you, you're going to slowly make your way to this water. And near this water, you will find a little sacred space. This could be like a little shrine. It could even be something as simple as a bench. It may even be a simple rock. And as you walk through this garden, making your way there, even just taking a moment here to just kind of like look at the different flowers, even just smell a couple of the different flowers. You can see some of like the different bees and insects kind of pollinating the flowers. You can feel this like sun on your face in this moment. Even touching some of the leaves of the plants. Making your way towards the water, you can hear the water if it's moving within your mind. And there, looking out over the water, you see one of your teachers. And in this moment, I want you to gently walk up beside them. And they are sitting down right now, and I want you to gently sit down beside them as both of you look out over the water. As both of you just kind of practice in this moment, observing and connecting with this space. And so this teacher, you see them sitting there, and they are literally just within their own space of meditation, of contemplation. And for these next few moments of the practice, what we are literally going to do is we are literally going to practice sitting here with this teacher. And I want you to just kind of be able to absorb, even without thinking about it, just the co-regulation of their vibration. So within them, when you look at them, what do you see? What is it about them that you admire? Now I want you to think about this very carefully. What do you admire about them? I want you to answer that within your heart right now. Because I want you to understand that whatever you admire within them is also an indication for things that you wish to see more of within yourself. And those things are within you. So here you are in this moment, and you're almost kind of like, feel like you're kind of like sitting next to a celebrity, whatever that means to you, or even it just feels like you're sitting next to an old friend. And in this moment, you can just kind of talk to them, even if it's just kind of like talking telepathically with your heart, just expressing gratitude towards them, just saying like, thank you. Like, your presence has inspired me, has influenced me. And they thank you back. They thank you for being here. And in this space, you can look at each other, you can see each other. You could even imagine, if you want, even turning towards one another and even eye gazing with each other. Or you can kind of continue to imagine looking out over the waters. Customize this within your own space. And here in this moment, as you continue to breathe, straighten up your spine, notice any tingling sensations moving up your body right now, if they're there. And just acknowledge the energy of this teacher. What does it feel like? Like, what does it literally feel like? And every teacher is different. Every teacher is their own person, is their own fractal, is their own mandala. And so in this moment, I want you to be in this space. I want you to be able to integrate and invite some of their energy into your field. I want you to be in this place where they are capable of mentoring you simply through their presence alone. And from here, I'm going to stop talking for the next little bit. And I want you to continue to be in this space, and I want you to practice, if you choose, having a bit of a conversation. And I want you to ask them what is needed. What is needed for you, for the collective, for all of us, for the future? What is needed? And they are welcome, and they welcome this question. And they are happy to share their insights and their wisdom. And again, there may be very little dialogue. That's okay. And maybe they will ask something of you as well. So as I stop talking, I want you to allow their heart, their wisdom, this energy, this like universal energy that we are connecting with right now. I want you to hear it within your heart. I want you to observe it. I want you to kind of let your imagination kind of play with it. Whatever comes up, listen. And again, even if it's silence, that's okay. Maybe you're just sitting there and you're just eye gazing with them, speaking with the heart. So I'm going to stop talking now. Continue here. You can hear the water. Be in this place. This is a very special moment for you. Allow yourself to be present with your mentor, with your teacher. Continue here for the next few moments. And if you notice your thoughts begin to wander, gently bring your awareness back to the sound of the water in this moment, and the presence in this space, and the breath. Continue here, breathe, listen. What is needed? As you continue to be in this space, I gently invite you, if you choose, physically bring your hands to your heart. Just connect with that heart space. Allow yourself to invite some of their energy to be with you, to carry it with you. It has always been inside of you. You're just nurturing that seed because we need it. We need it right now. We need the best of the best of us, and it's always been there. We just have to bring it forth. And now I want that person, your teacher, I want them to ask you that same question. What is needed? They ask you, and it kind of surprises you. It's like, oh, what? Like, my opinion matters? What? And they're like, absolutely. What do you feel is needed right now? Maybe it's a similar answer. Maybe it's a little bit different. Say to them, what is needed in this moment? And as you're here in this space, continue to breathe. Acknowledging any emotions that may rise. Some of you, like, this may be like very emotional for some of you. And if you feel like yourself like almost on the edge of tears, like, that's okay. Honor that. Feel all of it. And even for those of you who want, you can gently like bring your hands up to your face on opposite cheeks if you need to open up your eyes to see what I'm talking about on camera, and just mimic that. And then just kind of like hold that position and just hold that for the next few moments. And even just kind of like feel them in this moment. Maybe it's like imagining them almost kind of like putting their hands on your cheeks. What does that feel like? And notice how just having your hands there will literally like elicit an emotional response. This is like a literal like wiring within the brain. When you do this, it will like bring forth a wave of emotion. So sit with it. Just sit with it. Feel whatever you need to feel in this moment. Just be in this space of gratitude. And even imagine just like hugging your teacher in this moment. Release anything you need to. Let them hold you. Squeeze them a little tighter as they squeeze you. It's okay. Take another deep breath here. Nice big exhale. Gently release your hands. We're going to slowly bring our conclusion to this meditation as you gently release that hug. You look them in the eyes and you see yourself looking back. You see love, you see consciousness, you see unity, you see hope, you see compassion, you see courage. They remind you of what you're capable of, and they send you so much love to carry with you beyond this moment. You have everything you need. You have everything you need right in front of you, right inside of you. And you have permission to show it, because the world needs what you have. Take a moment here. We're going to conclude this part of the practice and meditation, just thanking your teacher, and know that you can return to this moment at any time. You can return to this space at any moment. Give them another hug if you wish. Allow that energy to carry with you throughout today, throughout the week, throughout the rest of your life. This meditation could very easily just encode something inside of you that will fractal out through the rest of your life. It's up to you. It's a choice. Take a moment here to conclude this practice in a way that feels right to you. Thanking this teacher, thanking this friend, thanking this fellow fractal of consciousness. Carrying with them the wisdom that they have shared within your heart, the energy that they have shared within your heart. And may you continue to bring it forth to share with others. You thank them one more time. Imagine yourself looking out into the water. And from here, we're gently going to bring awareness back to our physical body, but know that even in this moment, a part of you continues to remain there with that teacher, and you can return to it at any moment throughout your day. You can literally just go there in a breath. The story exists, the pattern exists. And so allow yourself to remember that. Feel yourself later in the day where you just need a little bit of a recharge. Go back to that moment. There's more to this conversation to be had. Concluding this part of the practice of the meditation, you look out onto the water and you feel this sense of just like deep peace and optimism, even in the midst of chaos. And you're just kind of like, okay, we're figuring it out and we're doing it together. It's calling us into our best self. Gently from here, straighten up your spine, open up your chest. Bring in this pose to your posture right now. I want you to kind of like bring in kind of like this kind of like warrior guardian energy right now, carrying this with you as you move out of this meditation. You are strong enough. You are kind enough. You are powerful enough. You are wise enough. You are enough. Gently from here, bringing awareness to our physical body as we slowly transition back to this physical space, carrying this vibration with us as we wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, open your eyes, and return your awareness to the space around you. Just take a moment here to breathe, no rush. Allow yourself to even just take a moment to just kind of like feel whatever it is that you're feeling in this space. Just breathe here. Get a drink of water if you need it. We'll take some time after the actual broadcast just to kind of like go through more of the comments and everything like that, but please feel free, no rush, to leave some comments down in the chat. Let me know how that was for you, and particularly let me know like what wisdom was shared with you, what wisdom kind of came forth from that connection within your heart, and who did you connect with in that moment, if you feel comfortable sharing. And again, there's that practice is going to be different for every single person. So, and if you cried, feel free to let us know if you cried. Like, again, your tears are healing right now, so thank you for being able to cry. That's interesting. Like, as we're saying that on Instagram, a user who literally just joined, and welcome to them, their name is Tears of Joyful Love. So if that isn't a little synchronicity for you in this moment of affirmation, then I don't know what is. So even just that, thank you, Tears of Joyful Love. Like, I can't make this up, literally, as we're talking about that, you know. That's the thing, right? We'll be in the midst of all this crazy stuff, but even still, like, the synchronicities will still unfold. The affirmations will still be there. The reminder, the guidance, the ancestors, the support, it will all still be there. Keep your eyes open for it. Those are powerful reminders. We're going to stand up in the next moment. I'm just going to read some of these comments real quick, and I'll share with you a little bit of my own experience. Rachel says, I sat with Morgan, my matron deity and teacher, who has been with me all my life, shapeshifter, warrior, queen of chaos, healer, lover, fairy, mother, and living earth itself. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing. And that's like Morrigan, like not like Morgan Freeman or something like that. Did anybody sit with Morgan Freeman? That'd be kind of funny. So, Kristen says, be what you wish to see in the world. Be the stillness, be the calm, be the love. Thank you, Kristen. Just making sure didn't miss something there. Lily's got a few comments. I'm not sure if Lily mentioned what teacher they were sitting with. Thank you, Lily. Lily, oh, sitting with yourself. Okay, I see the comment now. Your future self. Very cool, Lily. Great idea. Star Soul said, it was awesome. I spoke with a being similar to Bashar. Ah, interesting. Kristen says, so many tears this morning. Thank you, Kristen. Again, we're going to go into our standing meditation. If you guys want to stand up right now, if you're able to, go for it. Star Soul said, they showed me the healing that needs to happen within me, how I need to reclaim my own power to heal the collective. Rachel says, crying still. Jeez, like, are we just going to change these broadcasts to like waking up and crying with Wolf inspirational meditation? So I just put that in the title from now on. Is that what these meditations, like, I don't know. But it's like, again, like, I honestly, I don't want to make you cry every single time we do this. But at the same time, like, I feel like crying is a very needed thing right now as we kind of go through these energies. And your crying is healing for the collective. So we can invite each other into a place of crying in a way where, like, you're welcoming it. You know, I honor that. Star Soul said, we went through some energy healing practices. Ah, very interesting, Star Soul. Inner Flame, Lily, tears of joyfulness for your precious gift of a heart and sign of eyes. Thank you, Lily. Megan says, that was very moving. Tears were falling here. Thank you, Megan. Kayla says, I took a little bit of a different approach. I didn't choose a teacher, but I left it open to whoever I needed to be with. That was one of the most powerful meditations I have had. Beautiful, Kayla. Thank you for sharing. Kayla says, so much energy flowing and then flooded with emotions at the end. Artemis, the goddess, came to sit with me. Powerful. The emotion is needed right now. Absolutely. It feels cleansing. Megan says, my spirit guide told me the collective is all important now. We can draw on this energy for support. Safe space for release. Absolutely. Just reading the TikTok comments real quick. I saw Newly Awakened leaving the comments there. Said they were with Obama and they cried bullfrog tears. Obama told me patience and understanding. Beautiful. Yeah, you guys like the idea of waking up and crying with Wolf? Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy said, I joined late, but cried with my hands on my heart space, and then when I held my face crying. Yeah, that face holding thing, like that's an interesting thing. Like use that if you're just like, yo, I need to cry. Like if you're like on, like if you're just like I need to cry right now. I need to cry. Like in the same way we can do the laughter yoga and laugh, that face technique is actually like one of the ways that you can actually help elicit crying. So please, add that to your repertoire. All right, we're going to get up into standing in the next little moment. Then we'll just do a quick little version of the chakra practice. I think it'll just be a short version. Who do you guys think I chose? I'll tell you in the next moment. You can go ahead and leave a guess in the chat. You might be able to guess. I feel like Vanessa would be able to guess if Vanessa's still here. Vanessa, you would be able to guess, and that should be a hint. Vanessa is like all about like free hugs too. I know a lot of us are. All right, go ahead, stand if you're able. We're gonna move into a quick little movement practice. So after that, let's discharge some energy. Let's get some like physical movement going right now. So again, shake it up. Shake it up. Do some deep inhale, exhales. Shake it up like it is so needed right now. Do it as much as you need to. A couple more times. Inhale. Beautiful. All right, one more time. Inhale. Man, you get like if you need to do that longer, go for it. All right, let's do a quick little bit of movement. Just kind of like bring energy into this space. So just do a couple of like rotations with the hands. And as you do this, just kind of like bring energy in, just kind of like activating chi. Call in like the energies of the universe in this moment. Breathe here. We'll just do 3 more of these. Beautiful. Shake it up a little bit more. You guys can practice dancing on your own time if you feel like you need to. Quick little dragon roar. So again, dragon roar, stand as if you're going to kick a soccer ball. Let's get some like nice roars going here. Be able to kind of like move any stagnant energy, release any anger, frustration, anything that you're feeling. And again, honor the anger that's happening right now as like love in disguise in its own way, relatively speaking. Dragon roar. Deep inhale together. Let it out. Shake it. Do that again. Deep inhale. One more time. Deep inhale. Primal. Take a moment here. Just kind of breathe. Just feel this energy. Just breathe. Keep your eyes open if you're a little dizzy. Beautiful. Bring yourself back down to seated if you were standing. Again, all of that, just quick little reminder, like all that standing, that's totally optional. You can totally do that sitting down. All right, okay, let's move into our quick chakra practice meditation here for those of you. For those of you who are just joining in, again, thank you for joining in. You can check out the recording of this meditation on my YouTube channel, especially if you're tuned in on TikTok. Find the link through my profile. So with that said, let's move into a quick little chakra practice meditation, and then we'll stick around for a little bit longer. I want to read some more comments. I want to just kind of like chat a little bit more, check in as a team, hang out, be able to talk a little bit more about our experience from our meditation. Beautiful. Thank you again, everyone, just for adding your comments. So the teacher that I sat with, the mentor that I sat with, I'm not sure if anybody guessed this. I'm not sure. Probably not. No, Alan Watts, good guess. So the teacher that I sat with, I'll just say this real quick and then we'll go into a chakra practice meditation, was Amma the hugging saint. For those of you who have been following me for over a year, you know that last year I actually met Amma on my birthday. So like literally my birthday, July 18th, which is coming up soon, which is like World Free Hugs Day. I met Amma on that day, like synchronistically, and it was like super, super powerful. And so Amma, A-M-M-A, if you're not familiar, check her out. Again, she hugs, like she's hugged thousands of people, and there's like super powerful events. We'll talk more about it as we go. Quick little chakra practice, again, starting with the brow chakra. Again, this is basically kind of like spinning these discs to help energy move through our channels and to be able to help kind of like move stagnant emotional energy as well. So you can think of this as like energetic therapy in its own way. Brow chakra, the sound is E. Follow my lead, E. Serenity for all beings. E. Throat chakra, the sound is A. Justness, speaking our truth. A. Heart chakra, compassion for all beings, the sound is O. O. Pulmonary chakras, connection with our ancestors, the sound is Awe, gratitude. Awe. Solar chakra, the sound is U, temperance. U. Sacral chakra, the sound is M, cultivation of sexual creative life force energy. Root chakra, the sound is S, patience. Take a moment here, just concluding this part of the practice. For those of you who are familiar with the chakra practice, I encourage you to do it longer on your own when you get a chance later today. Take a moment here, just observing, feeling this like energy moving through your field. Just placing your hands on your heart, just finishing this practice in gratitude. Thanking yourself, thanking the team, thanking the community, thanking me, thanking the universe. Beautiful. Feeling this like vibrant energy moving through your field. And allow yourself to carry this with you as momentum throughout the rest of your day. And gently, when you're ready, open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. All right, so thank you again, everyone, for joining. We're just wrapping up the 1 hour version. I just have to restart the broadcast on Instagram when we do this. For those of you who want to stick around for a little bit longer, please feel free to. We'll just chat for a little bit longer. We can do a little bit of Q&A. Again, for those of you who missed it, you can check out the link in my profile to watch the recording on YouTube. We're here live again Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday is like our extra special version, so try to join in for that. Please feel free to invite a single person to be able to tune into these broadcasts, or just connect them to my profile, send them my YouTube link, let them know what it is that we're doing here. This is a very powerful space for us to be able to come together as a team, as a community. And please let me know, give me your feedback. Like, how is this serving you? Like, how is this serving you? Like, not just for me to hear, but for other people to hear. It's very powerful. So please feel free to leave your comments on YouTube or on my Instagram. It is all super, super appreciated. So thank you, everyone. Wrapping it up here. Please feel free to check the link in my profile. Sign up to the Patreon when you're in a position to be able to do so. Find all the recordings, join our team chat, tune in for our team broadcast on Thursday about being healers within times of chaos, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, the light guardian within me sees and honors the light guardian within you. Thank you for being all that you are and doing all that you do. So, wishing you so much love. Had an amazing day. Carry this momentum with you. And as always, I'll see you in the future. All right, so just restarting the broadcast here. For those of you who want to stick around, I'll read some of the comments on Instagram. Can you guys do me a favor with the comments on Instagram? Please try to keep the comments concise. That way, so it makes it easier, so I don't have to scroll up too much. So try to make your comments like as relative and concise as possible, if you don't mind. That way, so it's easier for me to read. So try not to, like, less is more, quite frankly. So. All right. Okay, just posting Instagram here and then restarting the feed on Instagram. So beautiful. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. And yeah, for those of you who may be new, drop a 333 in the chat. Let me know. All right, welcome back, Instagram. We're doing our post meditation, just a quick little like Q&A hangout connecting moment. For those of you who are watching this on Instagram in the future, please feel free to check the recording for this broadcast. For those of you who missed it in the previous post, and also through my profile link on YouTube as well. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in. That was a powerful meditation that we did today. Absolutely, that was an important one. So thank you again, everyone, for just adding your energy. And again, let me know. I want to know, like, what else did we kind of like bring forth from that practice of being able to like sit with our mentor and sit with our guide. How was that for you? Again, like, what was the experience like? What did you feel? What, again, going back to this question, what is needed? What is needed in these moments? So just reading the comments here. Yeah, who is Bashar? Bashar is a being channeled by Daryl Anka. Definitely look up Bashar if you're interested. A lot of powerful wisdom there. Loving the dragon roar this morning. Absolutely. Thank you, Newly Awakened, one of our Patreon supporters. Jack says, I felt the energy like a warm hug. Then it turned into a nice, open, cool breeze. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Does she have it? Sorry, I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. I felt the energy like a nice, warm hug. Ama's energy, what I was talking about, Ama was like the teacher that I sat with. Like, her energy is very, very powerful. Yeah, like I actually, like, Alma like gave me a rose when I met her. That was very, very special. Like, she gives people like little gifts when you meet her. So like the events with Alma, like, you can look it up. They're like these like crazy events that they'll, like, when I did it, it was in Toronto and it was at like a hotel. And so there was thousands of people there, and they do like this beautiful like singing and lecture satsang, and then eventually people like get in line and they like kind of go one-to-one and they hug her, and she has this very, very powerful energy. And so it was a crazy experience when it happened. I actually have a whole video about this last year, where you're just kind of like getting like moved along, and then you're just kind of like, okay, you're next, go hug her. And then you just kind of get like pushed into it, and you're just like, and then she like hugs you, and then you just kind of like put on your way. But it was my birthday, and then I told them and they were like, make sure you tell Amma that it's your birthday. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that, right? So then I told Amma that it was my birthday, and she ended up giving me an entire rose, which she doesn't do commonly. Like, that's like, I don't know how she always decides it, but again, the synchronicity of the fact that here I am, you know, a person that literally made my birthday free hugs day, and I went to go see Alma on that day, and I told her it was my birthday, and then she gave me this rose, and it was so special. It was so beautiful. And as I say that, Rose Wolf joins on Instagram. The synchronicities are kicking today. Like, my goodness. So, channeled so much information in space. Thank you, Lily. Gratitude for this beautiful space and the love in the collective. Have a beautiful day, dear friends. Thank you, Kristen, for joining in. Rachel says, love and light healing to each of you, sending energy where it is needed. Love to all. Beautiful. Thank you again. We'll just hang out here just for a little bit longer. I like your guys' guesses. Yoda, as if like that was the teacher I was gonna sit with. That's funny. So yeah, and that rose, my friend actually, they're like putting that rose in what's a proper word, like kind of like a sealant, like the plastic, almost like organite kind of. What's the proper term for that? Anyways, silicone maybe, I don't know. But anyways, which I have to go pick up actually. But yeah, so I still have that rose. It's like immortalized. So that was really, really powerful. But yeah, please feel free, anybody, to kind of share like who was it that you guys sat with during your experience. So I forgot, do you ever do in person? No, not right now. Yeah, definitely look up more on Amma. So light attracts darkness at times. If that's the case, so very peaceful. Such people find energy. Oh, talk to a psychic. Jack, yeah, I see your comments there. Cool, man. I'm glad you got to see a psychic that was serving you. That's awesome. Resin, yeah, thank you, Newly Awakened. That's essentially what it is. Yeah. Again, for those of you who are just joining in, we're just kind of hanging out. We did our meditation early this morning. Jack, I can't give you an answer for that, dude. I apologize. So, Ralph Slond, he is a healer on Instagram. He does amazing work. Cool. I haven't heard of them. Positive Vibe. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, like, so for today's meditation, what we did, we like practiced like sitting with a teacher, with a healer. So that was like a really, really well, not, I mean, yeah, I guess a healer in their own right. So I mean, yeah, I saw some comments. I know like one person comment that they like sat with like Jesus and everything like that, which is super awesome. There's so many different teachers as well. So again, we're going to wrap up this broadcast in the next little bit. If anybody just wants to leave any comments of gratitude on how that meditation was for you, please feel free to do that. But we'll wrap this up here because I want you guys to be able to go on your way and carry this vibration with you and just like move on to whatever else you have to do for today. There's obviously more work that I have to work on today as well. So yeah, I'm sure Aaron Dowdy talks about Bashar. Yeah. Aaron's like a weird like fractal of me. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Like he's, I don't know, him and I have like similar patterns to us. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not. I don't know, we wear the same shirt. Is that a thing? We're white guys with hair. I don't know. Does that count? Anyways, shout out to Aaron. He doesn't know who I am though. So that's what happens when you get like super popular. It's hard to kind of like keep track with people. So which is honestly like why like I'm in some ways, you know, very grateful to just be able to have like a more intimate audience. So cool, thanks Jack, no problem. Happy that there's many different variety of teachers. Like that's kind of the thing, right? Like the fact that we're in this age where there's literally like so many different teachers to be able to kind of like practice learning from, it's really beautiful. So Stella says, yeah, I've noticed that. That's interesting. Yeah. All right, well, if there's any other quick comments or questions, please feel free to leave that in the chat, and even just any gratitude, and we'll wrap this up in the next little moment. Other stuff I was gonna say, yeah, again, you know, I noticed just kind of like side mention, I noticed today, again, like when we're talking about like support and solidarity, some of you have probably heard this idea that there's like this like Blackout Tuesday social media thing that's happening right now. Just be aware that even that there's like two sides to that. There's a lot of people within like the BLM who are actually saying like don't do that, because it's actually almost like the original intention of it has basically been like kind of like turned into something else. Like the original intention for the blackout was specifically just for music, and then eventually it became something where you're going to see it today, where people are just going to post black images in solidarity with BLM, but they're also using the hashtag BLM and Black Lives Matter. And then what this is going to do, it's basically just going to create, like, if you're like trying to get information from those outlets, it's basically just going to kind of like silence those outlets. And right now there's a lot of stuff, and we need to have a voice. We need to be able to like see what is happening right now. So be aware. Like, I know like some people are going to be like, oh, sweet chance to be able to like, you know, be in solidarity. But check how it feels. Check how it feels for you. Cause like when I like saw that and everything like that, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, that doesn't seem logical. Like I understand like kind of like the idea behind it, but even still, like, it doesn't seem like, for the amount of, like, I understand like it's going to create like some kind of message, but there's also, it's coming at a cost at the same time. And right now, is that cost worth it? Because people need to be able to stay informed. People need, like, we need to be the eyes and the ears out there. We need to be the voice, right? So, because I know like some people within BLM, like, they were quite upset about that. They're like, stop doing that. Like, we need to be able, like, stop flooding that hashtag with empty space, you know? Anyways, I just wanted to be able to mention that just because it's relative and everything, with everything going on and everything like that. So essentially, again, with a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, you know, feel it out, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and yeah, just kind of like do your best to just kind of think about things in a way that works for you. And not to say that people aren't thinking about things, but it's an important time to use discernment. Yeah, Stella says my entire Instagram feed is black squares today. Yeah, and again, I think like the idea behind that, it does set like a powerful image, but at the same time, yeah, it kind of comes at a cost, because like right now, like, we need those hashtags, we need to keep informed, right? Because yeah, like originally, like that thing was going to be, the blackout thing was originally going to be used for July 7th, which was going to be something related to like an anti-consumerism message. And then the other part of the blackout thing was also specifically for the music industry, but then it kind of got turned into this other thing, literally with just in 24 hours. So it's like, was it hijacked? Like, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, was somebody kind of orchestrating stuff from behind the scenes? I don't know. It's hard to say. So think critically, absolutely. What can we do spiritually to help ascend? Sandman, great question. My first answer: stop trying to ascend. Like, drop that idea. It's not serving you. If you're thinking about it literally, it's not serving you. Like, it's not practical right now. Like, we need to be like here and now. You can ascend within the thought process. You can ascend in the way of being able to see things from a higher perspective. Right now, what we need to be able to do is practice connecting with our heart, and to be able to like practice being here and now, and practice being here for community, and practice being a voice, and practice taking care of ourselves, and practice connecting with our own heart wisdom, and then continuing to kind of like be that heart wisdom within the voice of the community as well. So if somebody on TikTok told you that you need to ascend, I would be very aware of how you're developing your relationship with that person, because it's not something that's gonna like really kind of serve you in the long run if that's all they're telling you to do. So sorry, I have a bone to pick with that. Yeah, when is the time we will ascend? Again, I don't even feed that idea. It's not practical right now. What are everybody's thoughts on witches? Sandman, we're gonna wrap up this broadcast. This isn't just gonna be a Q&A right now. We're doing a meditation today, so the questions are more kind of be relative to the discussion, but my quick answer on that is witches are people who are connected with kind of like the spiritual energies and the awareness of elements, and they can be pretty cool. So yep. All right, okay, team, any other quick comments of gratitude or quick questions relative to today's meditation? Please feel free to leave that in the chat, and then we are going to wrap things up. And again, just reminding everyone to take care of themselves, to just be able to, you know, like do what you need to do. So again, you know, practice taking time for yourself, practice kind of like disconnecting from like the flood of like information that can be very fatiguing while still keeping yourself informed. Practice connecting with community, which is what we have done here. Practice being able to just like take care of yourself in the terms of like eating food, making sure you're sleeping, making sure you're getting sunlight, drinking water, the simple things that make the big difference. And yeah, just continuing to show up as best as you can. And again, no rush, no rush. Listen to your heart. So the team meditations are Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find the link through my profile on YouTube. You'll see the playlist there. So if you missed this morning and you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. Today we were like sitting with like a spiritual teacher. So within our imagination, it was very powerful. Sandman, no problem. Thank you as well. Jack, thank you. Thank you for helping with the healing. Thank you as well, Jack. All right. Okay. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Star Soul. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Kayla, Kristen, Rachel, Megan. Thank you again to everybody who's here. Thank you to those of you who are signed up on Patreon. So again, quick reminder, if you're in a position where you want to be able to support financially, please feel free to join our Patreon. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that people are donating to right now. So please feel free to do it in a way that works for you. A reminder that a portion of our contributions through Patreon are going to be able to help support various charity organizations related to the situations in the world right now. So when you're signing up to the Patreon, that is also being able to help support those contributions. So again, appreciate everybody just adding their support in all forms. Jack, man, I like to kind of like keep my boundaries and stuff like that. So these broadcasts are a great way to just be able to keep in touch for the time being. So all right. Thank you again, everyone, for showing up. Thank you again, everyone, for being a part of the team. Just going to be able to continue to do our best each and every single day. So just sending you so much love. Take care of yourself. And again, we will be back here once again. I've got a lot of work to do to be able to get things ready. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for your support. It means a lot. And yeah, one step at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time. So until next time, we'll see you back here once again when you're able to. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please feel free to invite a friend to be able to join in. As always, keep it shifty. Much love, and I will see you in the future. Thank you. Just taking a moment here, just finishing up the Instagram broadcast. One second. All right. Thank you again, Facebook, YouTube. Love you guys.